I'm bringing you a beautiful Christmas meat platter. You will love it.
Foodies inside.
So we have turkey, chicken wings, fish fillet, round meat, minced beef, snails, chicken breast, beef sausage, gizzard, prawns, pepper, onions, potatoes, rosemary leaves, parsley, paprika, seasoning powder, garlic powder, curry powder, ginger powder, parsley flakes, cornstarch, any other thing I go see add again. I go still let you know, but I'm making a beautiful Christmas meat platter. When you have to work with lots of ingredients like this, one thing you must do is have lots of pots and fireplaces to use. Okay? Today, I'm going to be cooking the turkey, the chicken, and the gizzard in one pot. They are good together. Season with some salt, very important. Seasoning powder, garlic powder, paprika, curry powder is Christmas, ginger powder, onion powder, rosemary, a bulb of onion in there. Stir on that, no water at all. And my oregano is here. I'll add about 2, or let's say 3 leaves of oregano. Stir on that, cover it to cook. So into this pot goes the ram meat, seasoning salt, chopped onions, oregano, parsley flakes, garlic, ginger. I'm going to stir on that, cover it to cook. Next will be my snails. Now I've got some giant African snails here. Now the thing is this, you'll notice that I'm tweaking the seasonings or the spices I'm using here and there. That's to make sure that there is a difference in the taste profile when we start eating it, okay? So over here I'm using dried oregano, seasoning powder, some salt, onion powder, ginger powder. So I'm just going to stir on that. And I will be adding a little bit of water to this one because you don't expect snail to bring out his own water, all that. So I'm going to start working on the chicken breast now to make my stick meat. So I'm going to cube my chicken or cut them into cube size. I'll cut some onions. So I'll be putting this into my blender. Pepper, paprika, seasoning powder, salt, some rosemary, onion powder, garlic. And I'll be processing this in the blender. Okay, so I used the pause button for this. Now it's time for us to put it in our stick. Now if you're using a stick like this, yeah, don't forget to soak it in water. It's been soaking in water here. So that way, even if you are putting it over open fire or you are using an oven, the stick doesn't burn. All right? So I'll just crack an egg. I just need the egg white, not the yolk. Then just a little sprinkle of cornstarch too. If I need more, I'll add. Just going to mix. Okay, so once that is properly incorporated, and you take your meat and wrap it. You can oil your hands as you do this. So drop the first one. Okay, and here is the last one. Now this is something, even you that is watching, maybe you make small chops or stuff, or you have been called as a caterer to make finger food. This is something you can always add to your menu, okay? You love it. This beautiful chicken kebabs. Okay, so here is what I have. I'm going to pop it in the oven now to start cooking, but just before I pop it in the oven, I've got minced meat here too, and I'm going to do the same thing to the meat. Now for the minced meat, so I'm going to season it. I'm going to add some onion powder. Now I've not been calling measurements, I'm eyeballing a pinch, half spoon, quarters, because I'm making all those things bit by bit. So nothing is up to a tablespoon. I've got some oregano here. Oregano and meat goes well together. Seasoning, a bit of garlic, a little bit of salt. I'm going to mix that. Make sure it incorporates. I'm also going to be adding a bit of white pepper to the meat and mix to incorporate very, very well. You can drizzle a bit of oil on it if you want. Now, most of those things that I'm doing is something that you can do overnight, Christmas Eve. So a little bit of the cornstarch. Now, if you don't have cornstarch, breadcrumbs, okay? And you just need the egg white. So I just crack a bit, open it up and allow the egg white flow out of it. The yolk is left in the shell, so I'm going to boil the yolk later and eat it. You can use your hands for speed because it's faster. So you see, I just go this. Okay, so this has been properly mixed. I'm going to wash my hands now, begin to mold it, put it on a rack. All right, I'll oil my hands again. And it's meatballs this time. I'm just going to roll that and place it on the rack. Okay, so my meatballs is ready to go into the oven. At this point, I'm going to fish out the chicken wings from there because it's going into the oven with them as well. Now, if you even have very soft chicken, you can just season and pop it into your oven and it will cook. Now, any chicken wings that does not follow me, we fry with the rest. I'll arrange them on the rack. So it's time to pop it in the oven. Now, if you do not have an oven, trust me, you can cook this in your frying pans. You can cook this chicken in your frying pan. You just need to oil your frying pan a bit, cook one side. Once that side is done, you turn the other, you cook it. The same thing with your meatballs. You just toast, like after one side is cooked, you toast, add some oil, a little bit, and it will cook. Same with your chicken, you can fry, okay? So, but if you do have an oven, you pop it in. So chicken goes in first. The chicken wings. And then the meatballs. I have to change the racks for the meatballs because it was not going in easily. So, but with this other rack, it can go in without being pressed. Okay, now to set the timer. I'm going to set it on chicken wings, but I might cook the meatballs a bit longer. I'm quickly going to add a potato wedge to my meat. So I have to cook this in an air fryer. If you have a very big oven, you can pop everything in your oven. So, but if you have ovens, air fryer, or you decide to fry your potato, is also fine. But this is going to the air fryer now. I'll drizzle some oil. Cover it to cook. That chicken is ready. It's the chicken kebab that will be ready. 12 minutes is fine for that. So, but for the chicken wings, we'll give it a bit more time, and also the meatballs. And this is just good because I feel if it cooks more than this, it will be too dry. So I'm going to wrap it in foil so that it doesn't get cold before the rest cooks. So I'll keep cooking the chicken wings now. Chicken wings should take another 3 to 5 minutes. That's meatballs, maybe another 10 minutes before it's cooked. So I'm going to start by shallow frying the gizzard, and I'll add a little bit of onion, rosemary. Now when it comes to your gizzard, don't fry your gizzard to be dry. Just a little bit of shallow frying, 3 minutes is just fine. Then you put it in your pepper if you are mixing it with pepper or whatever you are mixing it with. Reason is this, your gizzard gets rubbery. You have this rubber texture when it fries to dry. So just a little bit, 3 minutes is fine. And the next that goes in will be my turkey. So my turkey is cooking. I'll just turn the other side to cook. I think it's time to get the chicken wings out of the oven. Okay? It's ready now. Oh, that was hot. That was hot. Okay, so this is good. I'll do the same thing like I did to the kebab. I'll cover it with foil allow it to rest while we wait for the meatballs to cook. The meatballs is looking good. They should take another 7 to 10 minutes. I'll get that turkey off now. I'll also remove the onions and rosemary. It has already infused into the oil. If you leave it there, you begin to get burnt flavor. My ram meat now. I cut them in little bite size so you can just be eating, drinking, and gisting on Christmas Eve. I'll get the ram meat out now. And let's check on our meat. I think it's ready now. This is beautiful. Very juicy looking meatball. All right, so our potato is ready, and I'll leave it in here until we are ready to use it. Don't forget we have our prawns and fish. So I'm going to season the prawns now with some seasoning powder, a little bit of salt, paprika, curry powder, onion powder, and parsley flakes. I'll rub it, set it aside to marinate. So for my fish, I'm just going to cut it into bite size. Seasoning powder, salt, garlic, ginger, and I'll leave it to marinate. I have my fish here, so I'm going to coat it in cornstarch as I fry. I'll season the cornstarch with a little bit of seasoning and salt. I'll take my seasoned fish and just coat it in cornstarch, then drop it in oil. So while that is cooking, I'll coat the rest. Trust me, everybody who visits your house this Christmas Eve will not forget the experience. I've just turned the other side of the fish to cook. What I'll be doing next is to process the onions and pepper, because some of those meats that are fried need to go into pepper. Okay, so this is ready. I'll get that fish out of the oil now into a kitchen paper towel. At this point, I'm going to go in with my prawns now. Yeah, so that the meat will complete. See, in this meat platter, any meat you have, just add it. It's a meat platter. Fish, prawns, octopus, if you can find, squid, crocodile, alligator, if you eat. you add to it whatever you find. All right, so I just flipped the other side of the prawns to cook, and as you can see, this is almost ready. So I'm just going to get a paper towel and drain it in the paper towel. If you are frying a lot of things and your oil gets dirty, you can clean your oil with cornstarch. Mix your cornstarch in water, then you add it to the oil. So this way the cornstarch picks all the dirt in the oil, and you just remove the film of the cornstarch and your oil is clean. And that's it. We have clean oil. And now I can reuse my oil for the processed onions and pepper. So I have my peppers here, pepper and onions. Just a pinch of salt and the ram meat. Okay, so this is ready, the peppered fried ram, and I'm just going to put it in my plates. Next will be my gizzard. I'll add a little bit of pepper, a little bit of oil, then I'll begin to add the gizzard. I'll add some green bell pepper to it and red bell pepper. Stir on that again. Take my plate. Now, if you want to fry your snail, you are free to do that. Okay, but I'm not frying the snail today. I'm just going to drizzle some oil on it. Now, what I mean is deep frying. If you want to deep fry your snail, you can deep fry your snail. So I'm just going to shallow fry it a bit here. Okay, so I think for all the ones that I want to add pepper to, I'm done. Next is my chicken wings. I'm going to roll it in ketchup and I'll add some chili oil. So I'm just going to stir on that. Now you can use barbecue sauce if you have barbecue sauce. You add the chicken wings to it. And I'm just going to coat it. So I'll just take some garlic chives, sprinkle on it, and this is ready to be served. So next will be my sausages. The sausages are already pre-cooked. So I'm just going to warm it up in oil. So the sausage is warm now. I'll just take it out. So I'm going to fry my leftover pepper so that anyone who wants extra pepper on whatever they are served would have pepper to use. I'll season with salt, seasoning powder, some paprika, parsley flakes, curry powder, garlic chives. You can just use up whatever leftover ingredients you have to prepare the sauce. Now I'm going to add my red and green bell pepper because it's Christmas, it should pop. Now this looks really good. It looks like a bit of fried salsa. Okay, but this is not salsa. It's fried peppers and onions. It's time for us to make our Malta Guinness strawberry slushy. I told you this Christmas, you are not meant to just serve Malta Guinness like that. You can serve it though, but try and take it, higher. Making these beautiful mocktails I've been showing you all this past week. So for this Malta Guinness slushy, I just need Malta Guinness and strawberry. That's it. Okay, for the strawberry, I'll be adding strawberry syrup as well. So, but first, remember how we do it. We take our Malta Guinness, we put it in our ice mold, we freeze the ice mold, and we bring the ice mold back. We have frozen Malta Guinness, and then we put it in our blender. So I'll open a can of Malta Guinness. Now, the reason why I like to freeze it is instead of using ice, okay? Instead of using ice, I just do frozen Malta Guinness. But if you cannot do frozen Malta Guinness, you can just use ice and the Malta Guinness and you blend. And that's our Malta Guinness slushie, okay? So I'm going to pour that into a glass. All right, next I'm going to be adding frozen strawberry into the blender. Okay, so this is ready. I'm just going to place it on frozen Malta Guinness. Okay, so this looks beautiful. It looks like Christmas. Yeah. All right, so it's time to eat. We have done well today. This is my Malta Guinness strawberry slushy. And we're going to be having it with our meat platter, our beautiful meat platter. Now it's time to meet my guest and let's eat. Food done.
Very lovely.
So Funke is a Malta Guinness fan as much as she's a Foodies and Spice fan. So she was chosen to come today. I'm feeling it. Yes. Malta Guinness and strawberry. We pair well together. What would you want to eat first in everything? All of them.
I want to eat all.
Yeah, so but you watch me cook everything. What's like the most intriguing one that you say, I want to see what this thing tastes like? The chicken, right? The meatballs. Yes. All right, let's go. Let's dig into the chicken.
Lovely.
You like it?
Yes. And it's very okay. It's not that too spicy.
I just tasted the seasoning, like it
Yes.
just hits me. There's also seafood here. Really, really good. And cherry tomatoes is so beautiful. At least you need some form of vegetable to add some freshness to your meat. So that's what my cherry tomatoes is doing here. So for those of you who say, I don't like tomatoes, start by eating cherry tomatoes, you'll love it.
If you like this video, please give me a thumb up, share and comment. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, do click on the subscribe button and notification bell to enjoy more of my recipes.